All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Divij's Den podcast, episode 135. Man, we've been going crazy. Shout out Grant real quick though. Can we get a round of applause for my producer Grant? Let's go.
Let's go, Grant.
He's the man. Dude, today is a really special episode. You know, I was in Germany last week, and I had a chance to just decompress and take some time to myself and just relax and just enjoy life without having to work and do things. And I was praying to God. I was like, man, like, who do I want on the podcast? Like, what kind of conversation can I have this week that is going to not only inspire me, but I feel like would inspire other people? And in my heart, this guy, is it Luclover?
Luclover.
This guy, Luclover, kept coming into my mind and into my heart. And I was like, man, I got to see if I could get him on the podcast.
That's love, buddy.
Yeah, man. So I'm so pleased and so excited to welcome Luclover onto the show. Welcome to the pod.
That was a great introduction.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We try. Man, you know, when I have guests on, you know, I like to pull from memories of my past that, you know, were some of the most bright moments that I've ever had. And I was talking to my boy Frazier yesterday. Shout out Frage. And we were just reminiscing. Yeah, shout out Frazier. He's gonna geek when he hears the Luclover call out. And I was just like, man, like I remember we were going to Coachella. We were going to the gym. We were just in this positive gratitude vibe in Arizona. We were just kicking it. And we were just like cranking Luclover, bro. Like Roxy, LSD, and all these crazy records. And that was just one of the most joyous moments that I've had with one of my best friends.
Wow. Roxy's one of my favorites, too.
It's a great record, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, we'll get into the music. But, you know, for the people that are watching that don't know who you are, which they should, I would love to like get into your story, bro, and kind of learn more about your past and whatnot. But before we get to that, walk me through a day in the life of Luclover. What does that look like?
I feel like every day is different. It kind of just depends. Like if I got studio one day or if I'm making content one day or usually. Okay, all right. This usually how it go. I wake up, right? Throw on some shorts, go to the gym. Come back from the gym, shower, get an iced matcha, probably like a bagel. Actually, I've been fucking with egg slut.
Let's go.
Have you had
Tough.
that?
Yeah, tough.
Egg slut is great.
It's fire.
And then I'll go make beats or I'll go to the studio and record. I'll make content. It's really just goes back and forth between making content and making music every day after I hit the gym.
Yo, so I was gonna ask you, are you in the gym every day too?
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, every day.
Let's go. You got to.
Yeah, I'm trying to get right. I've been trying to get right for the summer, so.
Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day because I was just looking at like some of the top artists that I look up to, like Kid Laroi, Justin Bieber, and I was like, I've never really seen like a jacked artist. Like all the like most successful artists that I know, they're pretty like skinny.
I wouldn't say I want to get jacked. Like I want to get like defined.
Okay, cut.
That's my goal right now.
Yeah.
Like I just want to be super defined.
Yeah, get the abs in for summer
type
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we almost at summer, bro. We got like 2 months.
I think we're here, right? May is May the mark of summer? Or is
No,
that still considered spring?
I think we're in spring. I think July, August is the start of summer.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, so it's pretty like music, workout. You're working all the time. Like that's your bet.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Creating every day. I mean, that's what I love to do. So that's just what I choose to do with my time.
Yeah. I want to hear the journey from like how you got into the music and obviously, you know, the content creation and the stuff that you're so good at. But before we get to that, bro, walk me through, if you're down to talk about it, like a bit about your upbringing and like sort of like where were you from? Like where are you from?
So I'm both of my parents are from Morocco. My mom is from Casablanca. My dad is from Casablanca. And I moved to my pops moved to America when he graduated high school. I think he went to a university in Boston, and he met my mom there. And then I was born in Boston, Massachusetts, 2005. I'm 20, by the way.
Dang.
Yeah.
Not even old enough to drink yet.
Yeah, technically.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I was born in Boston. Lived there for like the first 3 years of my life. I lived in the Middle East after that. I lived in Saudi for 6 months. I lived in Dubai for 6 months. And I lived in Bahrain for 6 months. And I moved to Houston in 2009.
Yeah.
2009, 2010. I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Wow.
And then I moved out to LA last year in August.
Yeah. So you moved around a lot as a kid. Was it because your parents were like traveling for work? Like, did they keep relocating?
I think so. I think my dad had work all over the place.
Yeah. How was that? I mean, I was just in Dubai, maybe like 2 months ago.
Fire.
It's a beautiful place, but to me, it's not like a real place. It's like a video game. You know what I mean? It's like,
bro, they're living in 2050 in Dubai.
Real.
Like that whole fucking that whole city's on a whole nother level.
It's just like a flex city.
It is, bro. You can't look rich in Dubai. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's real.
Everybody's fucking loaded.
That's real. We rented a Rolls Royce out there, and we'd be driving. I'm like, yeah, I'm the man. Da da da. Next to me, like all gold G-Wagon, Brabus, like a $5 million car. I'm like, bro, this is crazy.
The Ferraris, all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That's
Dubai is
crazy.
fire. It's motivational for sure.
Yeah.
Dubai is fire.
So and so, did you go to middle school, high school? Like, did you go to college too?
I didn't go to college. No.
Yeah.
LSD blew up when I was 17, so I was kind of like my excuse not to go to college. You know what I'm saying?
You had a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went 2 feet into the music. I just pursued that, and kind of said fuck college.
Yeah. Good decision.
Yeah.
I'm too fit. I had $250K, and I wasn't debt, but that's how much we paid for me to go to USC.
Wow.
$250,000, bro.
Wow.
Shout out to my dad though. He paid for it. I didn't have to pay for it, but
shout out to Pops.
Shout out to Pops. We love you. Dang. Okay. And were your parents into music? Like, where was the early inspiration?
No, I was the only one in my family to start making music. My inspirations is definitely Young Thug, Juice World, Uzi, Playboy Carti.
Yeah, all the greats.
Yeah.
But how did you start making music? Like, what was the inspiration for you to like be like, yo, I'm gonna try this music thing? Like, were you singing in church growing up? Were you just singing in general? Like, how did you?
My best friend in like, I want to say 7th grade. Every time I go to his crib, he'd be recording on his little setup, and he started popping a little bit on SoundCloud. And he was like, bro, like he was trying to get me to make music for the longest. And I never would, until I finally did, and when I did, I fell in love with it. Like I got my own setup. I started recording myself, uploading to SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Building a community in my school district in my town.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy. And
that's
kind of
how
with it.
That's kind of how it started.
Was there a moment where you were like, yo, I'm actually good at this? Because I remember when I started making music, I was I'm trash.
I was recording at my house, like recording myself on GarageBand for like the first 3 years of me making music, and then I think when I got the hang of that, like once I started to realize like I had some, I started to go to the studio, and that's when the shit got crazy. Like when I started working with the good production, like real engineers, not just like me trying to figure shit out. You know what I'm saying?
What did your parents think about the music? Like, did they understand what was going on?
My mom at first, she didn't get it. My pops was fucking with it from the start.
He was rocking with it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
He thought it was cool. Because nobody in my family had ever made music, so he thought it was cool.
Yeah. That's got to be kind of scary, though, because, I think as men, it's like we have a lot of pressure to, especially as you get older, to provide and bring financial resources. And we both know the music industry is like probably the hardest industry to be in, let's be honest, to monetize
it's up there
and make a living. So like when you first committed, because you said you went 2 feet in, which I commend you, was there ever a fear or a doubt of like, man, this is going to be a tough uphill battle, like crazy
Absolutely.
journey? Yeah.
Absolutely. I think there's always that doubt in the back of your mind, but like, bro, I love this shit, so I just kept doing it every day, like not even really thinking about the outcome. Like I was just in the moment with it, just making music. Like it wasn't. When it happened, like whenever I had my first song take off, like it wasn't like I didn't plan for it to, you know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of happened.
Yeah. LSD was that song? That
LSD
crazy?
was the first song for
Talk
sure.
to me about LSD. How did that come about? Like what was the inspiration for that record? Like were you on LSD? Like what was the vibe?
You know what's crazy? I've never done LSD.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Modelos are way better.
I've done mushrooms.
Mushrooms are fire.
Yeah. Mushrooms are fire.
Yeah. And it's natural too. It's not like a
I had a really good experience when I did mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you got to be right, like around the right people. You can't be around like.
Bro, I felt like connected with Earth. Like it was. It's weird, bro. It's weird. It's fire though.
Yeah.
But nah, I've never done LSD. I think when I made that song, bro, it was just another song. Like I said, like it was just me having fun with this shit. Like I think I made that song in 15 minutes.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. The songs that I've made that I'm super proud of, they take me like 12 sessions.
Wow.
Like 12 hours, bro. Like 24 hours. So the fact that you could bang it out in 15 minutes, like that's inspiring.
Hell yeah.
Tell me about your studio sessions. Like when you go in the booth or like you get into the studio, what's your process? Like how do you lock in? How do you cook it up? Like what does that look like?
Shout out to my engineer Mario. Me and Mario, we just punch in. Like I'll listen to I have producers send me beats like over the week or over the month and whatever's in my beat folder, that's what I'll play in the studio when I got the aux, and then whatever I'm feeling in that moment, I'll tell Mario just load it up, let's try it.
And you're just quick.
Just freestyle.
You're freestyling it?
Yeah.
So you're not listening to the beat, writing it out.
Mm-mm.
You're just going in there, boom.
Yeah.
Dang. That's crazy. How did you like develop your creative skill? Because Playboi Carti is one of my favorite artists of all time. I just saw him at Rolling Loud, and I was like, this is...
I did too. That shit was crazy.
Incredible.
Fire.
And I do feel like you did mention he's one of your favorites and your inspirations.
Absolutely.
I feel like there's a level of connectivity or like similarity in the styles that you guys have, which honestly, like, to me is some of the best music out there. So like, how did you find that tone, that creative sound? Like, did it just happen one day and you're like, bet, like I could do this?
That's a crazy compliment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Remind me the question again.
The question's like, how did you find that? Because the other day I was like, because I make gospel Christian rap, but I was like, let me see if I could do the Playboi Carti sound, because in the same way I wrote, like when I went
to like the baby voice or the deep voice.
It's like a deep, like raspy but mumbling and fast.
Like what he's doing now.
What he's doing, like you may not understand the words, but it sounds crazy. You know what I mean? Like I tried that, I was ass. I was like, I'm not doing this again. But when you do it, it sounds great. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how did you find that sound of yours? Like,
I think like it's not like I'm trying to copy bro or nothing. Like I'm at the end of the day, like I'm just experimenting. Like every time I go into the booth, I'm doing random shit. Like whatever comes to my brain in that moment.
Yeah.
It's really on the beat. I don't know how to describe my process. Like I just do it. I just do it. So I don't like.
It
you know
just
what I'm saying?
happens.
I don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Tell me about in one of your records, I forget the bar exactly, but we were just talking about it. You say something about being at war with the industry executives, or like they're all like trying to get you.
Benihana.
Yeah, Benihana, crazy.
Yeah.
Is that song about Benihana, the restaurant?
Nah. That's more like a. I had this bar in a song where I said, I got this bad Asian hoe, he like Benihana, yeah, I'm talking about me, ain't no Jeffrey Dahmer. Like I based that song off the title off that bar, but the song is more so about like, cause that was the first record I released after LSD, so that was whenever all the labels like had first started reaching out and trying to sign me, and I at that point in my life, I was just trying to decide who I was gonna sign with, whether I was gonna sign or not. That's really what that song is about. Just my life in that point in time.
Yeah. How do you feel about labels? Because did you end up signing off of that?
I did. Yeah, I signed that at CMG.
Yeah. So first off, like what made you go with them? And second off, I think I've seen it with Russ, right? The artist, he talks about how you don't really need the label. You get to own the masters and you do it all yourself, like DIY. Do you think labels are relevant in 2025? Like, do you think you really need
to an extent, for sure? I think you definitely need the machine for certain things, but at the end of the day, like creativity is gonna take you to the
top.
You know what I mean? Like that's if you're creative and you're independent versus somebody with a machine that's being, you know what I'm saying, basic, doing shit that everybody's already done, people are probably going to pay attention to the independent artist. It's really just about who has the best strategy.
Yeah. Interesting. And what made you go with the label that you're currently signed with versus all the others that were interested?
Just after seeing after meeting with every single label, like I kind of got a feel for everybody, and I think the best situation for me was SCMG.
So you kind of just went with your intuition, like your gut.
Absolutely, yeah.
Interesting. I want to talk about that. Let's go deeper because, you know, as a man, you know, I just found God a couple years ago, and so now anything that I touch or do, I want there to be an element of faith in the conversation because I think it's important, especially for young men that are coming
Absolutely.
up. And so I love, if you're down to talk about it, like, you know, when you have a strong intuition, I feel like that intuition has to come from somewhere. And for me, it comes from God because I speak to God every day and I've developed that inner voice. So I'm curious with you, like, do you believe in God? Has faith been an integral part of your journey?
Absolutely, yeah. I think God is within all of us. I think you said that you speak to God. Like, for me, like I speak to God. I speak to God too. I tell myself, I manifest the things that I want. I tell myself positive things. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't put myself down. I think, remind me the question again.
Yeah, no, the question is like, I guess, well, you answered it. You do believe in God.
Right.
And so can we talk about, like, was there a moment where you found God? Like, was there like were you like going through something and you found him?
I always, like I said, I feel like God is within all of us. So I feel like I was always there. I feel like God was always there for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I never had to find God. Like, I think it was always there. You know what I mean?
You're lucky. Like, bro, that's a beautiful thing. You know, I'm 28, but I wish that I had that. Because I feel, especially when you're 20 years old, it's like we both got our whole life ahead of us, but I feel like that gives you as a man just such an upper hand in your ability to navigate life and all the problems and stuff.
Right.
Because you have, like, you know why you're doing it. Like, you have a purpose and you're connected to him. And that's such a beautiful place to be.
It is a blessing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How does it make you feel, like, being in the hip-hop industry? Because, you know, like, do you think hip-hop is a godless sport, let's call it?
I don't even look at it like that. Like, I really just, I look at hip-hop like this is, again, like, this is what I love to do. Like, this is, I'm not thinking about it like whether it's godly or not. What does that mean?
That's a great question. You know, I think, okay, I'll give you an example. Like, when I was at Rolling Loud.
Like, do you think, is that basically you asking, like, if hip-hop is morally right?
Like, the subject matter, right? Like, you listen to, like, some of the Playboi Carti songs. Sounds incredible.
Right.
But they're talking about some, like, demonic shit. Like, even just talking about drugs and like, negative things that these kids are listening to. It's like, what are we imprinting on the next generation? What are we instilling in their brain? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I guess my question is, like, do you ever feel, like, not bad or like, have you ever?
It's a tricky subject for real. Like, at the end of the day, like, whenever you're talking about these things and, like, drugs and stuff, like, at least whenever I talk about those things in a song, like, I'm more so trying to convey, like, I'm expressing, like, a feeling. I'm trying to get across, like, a feeling, and it's not, I don't know. I feel like it's not so much about, I think people dive too deep into lyrics and need to just feel the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's more enjoyable that way.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah.
I've never heard someone say it like that. Because, you know, as a man of God, like, I do agree with you. I also agree with what I was saying, but to an extent, like, when I go to a Playboi Carti concert or whoever, even if they're talking about drugs, I'm having a good time. Like,
you know what I'm saying? It's the feeling.
I'm enjoying my life.
Right.
So I think it's important to not take it too serious.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy it, but don't be like, bet he's talking about marijuana or LSD. I'm going to go do some LSD.
It is tricky, though, because the kids is always, like, over dissecting everything because they're the biggest fans.
Yeah.
So it's tricky for sure.
Yeah. Interesting.
Man, I can't. Yeah, that's tricky.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Do you think you'll ever talk about faith in your music, or talk about?
Absolutely, and I have.
Yeah.
And I have songs like that. You know what I'm saying, where I'm not talking about any of. You know what I mean, the controversial subjects.
Yeah.
They just haven't came out yet.
They're on the way.
Yeah.
I hear you. That's fire. What talk to me about, like, you know.
I'll play you some whenever we get off the interview.
Okay, but easy. I was gonna say, you know, as an example, when I started making money and I became successful in my career, you know, ego, lack of humility, all these things, they started to overcome me, and I became solely interested in getting the car, the watch, the house. Like, have you struggled with any of that stuff? Because you seem like a very humble guy, which is like super cool.
Right.
Have you struggled with ego and those kinds of things?
I think whenever I first got my moment, like whenever my first song started blowing up, I was feeling myself, and I think there were definitely times where I look back and think like, yeah, I probably wouldn't do that again, or I probably wouldn't have acted that way. You know what I'm saying? The way that I am now. It's normal though. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you go through highs that are so high in life, like you just feel like go on top of the world. Like it's just you know what I'm saying? You live and you learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel like the man, but you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real.
Life is always gonna humble you. So it's like you gonna learn whether it's today, tomorrow. You can't just be a dickhead.
Yeah. No one likes a dickhead, you know?
Nah, absolutely not.
Yeah, I got a no asshole policy. That's like my thing.
That's
like,
real. That's valid.
Yeah.
No assholes around.
No time for that.
Yeah.
I have a question. It's a podcast. I do have a question.
Yes.
You know, you're turning 21 next year.
Yes.
And unfortunately, a lot of the greats that I think both you and I look up to, you know, passed away at 21. I think Juice, XXX, you know, those kinds of people.
Yeah.
Do you feel there's like
rest in peace?
Yeah, rest in peace. Do you feel like there's like a curse in the hip hop industry of like 21-year-olds? Like,
no, nah. I think just staying away from drugs and staying away from certain people that are only gonna bring you down. Like I think it's more so about that. I don't think there's any curse in the music industry.
yeah,
I think that's all just fantasy.
yeah, 100%. Illuminati? You believe in that? I got the.
Maybe I'll find out.
It's Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter.
Did y'all get that?
Definitely Hollows. Harry Potter.
Okay, Harry
Don't
Potter.
stress. I ain't
All right,
Illuminati.
there we go.
But if you guys pay me to join, I'll definitely consider.
How much you need to join the Illuminati?
What's the check?
10 mil.
They have to be more.
Cash, 10 mil right now. I put it on the couch.
No tax.
No tax. I put the cash on the couch.
You got 20?
Nah, I only got 10.
15.
$10 million.
I'll take it.
I'll
It's a deal. I'm in. Sign me up. This is Illuminati. It's not Harry Potter. It's Illuminati. No, I'm just playing. Never. How have you been able to leverage social media with your music?
How have I been able to what do you mean by that?
Like, what are some of the trends nowadays that you're like looking at? Like, are there specific platforms that you're looking at to promote your music? Because, you know, I know you're on SoundCloud, but are you like super focused on TikTok or Instagram for artists that are coming up that maybe want to know what they should be doing?
Yeah, I think every time I go to the studio and I make something that I'm excited about, I put it on TikTok and Instagram and get feedback, see what the fans think, and you know what I'm saying, that kind of like dictates my rollout. That kind of dictates which songs I put out, which songs that I continue to push, which songs that I pay less attention to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as far as specific content, like really just lifestyle shit. Like I just If I'm at the grocery store, I'll put a camera out. If I'm driving, I'll put a camera out. If I'm with my friends in the studio, I'll pop a live.
Yeah.
Just like capturing my life for real.
Yeah. I think that's what they want to see is like your real life, not like a, facade or whatever.
Right.
Like, I feel like it doesn't need to be too manufactured nowadays. Like it could just be
natural.
Day in life.
Yes. I think that's what they appreciate for sure.
Yeah. Have you had any crazy fan stories or like fan moments? Like where?
Yeah, there was this one kid on tour with DC. I was on tour with DC to Don in Midwest in 2024 last year.
Yeah.
And I think it was Minnesota. It was Minnesota or Denver. There was a kid. He had my logo tatted, the X face.
Crazy.
On his right arm. That shit was nuts.
Yeah.
I thought that was fire as fuck.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Have you ever had any like dangerous situations with fans? Like,
nah.
Not like that?
Nah.
Yo, did you guys see what happened with AB yesterday? And
what
random
happened?
thought.
Antonio Brown?
He was in Miami for an Aiden Ross event, and he got jumped. They were trying to take his ice.
Holy shit.
There's a video. He went to his car and he grabbed his gat.
Oh, damn.
And he went outside and there were shots fired.
Holy fuck.
So I don't know what happened to AB, but I hope he's okay.
Damn.
I hope he doesn't go to jail.
Shit.
Yeah, crazy.
That is crazy.
Because the way the video looked, it didn't look like self-defense. Like it looked like he was charging at the people that were trying to get him. And like,
Like he was starting it?
Yeah, like, I don't think it can be self-defense. Because they were jumping him, he got away. And then I think they vanished, and then he went back, grabbed his gat, and then he ran after them.
Get you, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's attempted murder, bro. That's not no joke. Like,
yeah, he got it back in blood though.
Yeah, honestly, he's AB though. I know he's like tight with Donald Trump, so he'll just get pardoned.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure.
Probably.
Do you have any face tattoos?
No.
Would you get one?
Tattoos. No,
I
don't have any tattoos.
Really?
No.
You wouldn't get it?
Last night I was so close to getting one. I swear to God, it's so funny we're talking about this, but no, I've not gotten a tattoo yet. But I want one for sure.
Yeah.
I want to get my logo like right here
on the wrist.
Yeah. And I got this bracelet with my logo on it. I want to tat that on my around my wrist.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah. Those are my first two ideas.
The first two you're gonna get tight. Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about your job, bro? Because, you're in a very blessed position where you get to wake up and you get to do what you love every day.
Right.
And you get to touch millions of people, touch their lives in a positive impact way. So, like, how do you, I guess my question is, like, sometimes when the life that you dream about becomes your reality, like, that can be overwhelming. Because I know for me, like, I get to do some incredible things, and sometimes I'm like, yo, like, do I deserve this? Like, why me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So do you ever have moments like that where you're like, this is crazy? Or like,
absolutely.
I
thank God every day for my life. Like, this just still blows my mind.
Yeah.
But I definitely think I deserve it.
Yeah, you worked hard.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I deserve this shit for sure.
Yeah.
And I think not that I'm, what I'm saying, ungrateful or nothing, but I definitely deserve more in due time. That'll 100% come my way.
Amen. Let's go.
Hell
That's such a great mindset, bro. Like, my boy is like that. I just love seeing that. Because when I was 20, I didn't have that, bro. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like you're locked in. But did you was this confidence instilled in you from your parents? Like, is that where you get it from?
I think so. I think from my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it like tough love, or how did he raise you? Going back to that.
It was like a perfect balance of like love and tough love. It was honestly, shout out to my pops and my mom.
Shouts out.
It's like perfect parenting.
Yeah. That's crazy. So important to have good parents, for sure.
Balance.
Yeah, amen. What are you excited for in the future? Like, what do you have coming up right now that you're pumped about?
I got this single
Let's
called
go.
No Discussion.
Okay.
I made it here at Playback like I want to say a month ago.
Yeah.
And I've been snipping it on TikTok, Instagram, all that. They eating this shit up. They're like asking me to drop every single day. I wake up every day, DMs flooded. Yo, drop this shit, drop this shit, drop this shit. Like,
let's go.
I
Can we
think
listen to it?
that's the okay, hell yeah.
Hell
As soon as we're done with this,
I would love to hear it. Absolutely.
But yeah, that's the next single. I got like 4 drops planned for this summer, and then album on the way.
On the way. What did you just point at? Oh, the camera. I was like, is the album here? That's lit, bro.
Yeah.
My last question for you, because I know we got to get going before the studio kicks us out, is if you weren't making music, what would you be doing?
Hooping.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Before I started making music, I was a hooper. Like from whenever I was young, like 4 years old, until like 8th grade year. That was whenever I quit.
Yeah. Were you trying to go to the league? Was that the dream?
Hell yeah.
Dang. Were you good
I was
enough?
working my ass off. I just wasn't good enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What position were you playing?
I was point guard.
Point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Whenever I was in middle school, my school was small, so they'll try to like put me at center or like
crazy.
power forward. But like I'm a guard. Like I know how to handle the ball, shoot the ball.
Yo, so you told me that you signed to John Monopoly, which, if you know the name, that's Kanye West's manager. So, like, I'm very curious. Have you met Ye yet?
I have. Yeah, I just met Ye.
Dang.
2 months ago. It was at his. He had a like event, Grammy weekend here in LA. So it was Justin LaBoy Kanye event here in LA. I'm walking. I get past the. There's like a. I'm walking up to the event, and it's like packed with people. It's like probably 1,000 people outside. Like the line is scattered. It's like a big ass line all across the building. And me and John and Manny, my other manager, we skipped the line. We walk in. We're like the first ones in there, so we're waiting for everybody to come in. And there's a taco truck like right outside the event. So I walk to the taco truck. I go order my taco. I think I got like lobster tacos or some shit.
Hard.
And I'm waiting outside for the tacos. This shit taking long. It's taking like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm finna go back inside, see what's going on. So I walk in, boom, Kanye West is right fucking there.
Was he eating tacos?
No, he was not eating. He was not eating tacos. He was walking with John.
Yeah.
And his girl Bianca. I acted like I didn't see it because I didn't want to meet him like that. I walked over to my other manager, Manny. I was like, "Yo, that's fucking Kanye. Like, can you like introduce me?" He's like, "Yeah." So he walked me over to Ye, and he looked at me, and he's like, keep in mind, John is not with me. He walked somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is Manny that introduced me. And yeah, he looked at me before I could even say anything. He's like, "You're John's artist, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro." I froze, bro.
Crazy.
I froze, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I froze, bro. I froze. I've never froze. I've
Oh,
never
real.
froze, bro. I met everybody. I've not froze like that, bro. Ever.
Yeah.
He shook my hand, bro. Bro, it felt like the world stopped and it was just me and Kanye. Whenever bro, it was fucking surreal, bro.
Yeah.
Full body chills, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, what did I say after that?
You're like, "I love you." No, I'm just playing.
I don't remember what I said after that, but
Yeah.
yeah, bro, that shit was fire.
What, did you guys have a conversation, or was it he just
It
say,
was
"Yo"?
quick. It was definitely quick.
Okay.
It was like probably 45 seconds, but he gave me his undivided attention for like
Yeah.
fucking a minute straight. So it was pretty fire. It was fucking fire in my book. That's going down in the books for me. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a big Kanye fan.
Bro, that's crazy. You're
Yeah.
signed to his manager.
Yes, John.
That's wild. Yeah, you're in a very blessed position, bro. That's unreal. Not a lot of artists are signed to Kanye's same like camp. That's crazy. You think you'll ever get a record with Ye?
One day.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Hell yeah.
We manifesting that shit right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Kanye, come on. You slacking, bro.
We gonna come back to this in like a few years. Really gonna happen, bro.
Be like, dang, you just did a crazy record. It's gonna be diamond too.
Real shit, bro.
Yeah.
Me and Kanye will make a diamond record for sure.
Okay, I know you love Kanye. I love Kanye too, but how do you feel about all the like Nazi swastika stuff he's been doing recently?
Yeah, no comment.
Okay, respect.
No comment, bro. All the whole tweet thing went down like 2 days after I met bro. Like dead ass. Like it was like no drama, no nothing, and then boom, as soon as I met him, it's a shit show.
Yeah.
Just goes on a rant.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Was he a nice guy? He was nice?
Super, yeah. Absolutely.
Dang.
Yeah. He didn't stand me off or nothing. Nah. He gave me his undivided attention. He was cool as fuck.
I do have one more question. If you had any advice to give, because I want to end on a positive note for the viewers, any advice for an up-and-coming artist that looks at you as inspiration? Like, what is some advice that you could give them on how to build a successful career in music?
Fall in love with your craft. Fall in love with perfecting your craft every day, and everything will take care of itself.
Hey man, easy. I love it. Where can they follow you if they don't follow you already?
You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I'm trying to get my Twitter going. Go follow me on Twitter.
Let's go.
It's Luclover on everything. So.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys go follow Luclover. Check out the new music. New single coming soon.
No discussion.
No discussion. Ain't no discussion, baby.